Hi, Viola. It's Andrew here. I think moving on from that, I get this slightly blurry zone also of what's inspired thought, as I think we've just been talking about, and what's just my almost forced thought, which seems to be a good idea. And I'd obviously like to be guided and influenced by my inspired thought, but I find myself increasingly happy all the time, so it's quite difficult to actually discern what's inspired thought and what's just kind of good ideas. Can you give me any clarification on that?
And what is the necessity about you making distinction between something that feels good and something that feels good?
I think just I kind of wish to make the right decisions. My business is going a slightly different direction and I'm enjoying it, and I want to be making the right decisions for me.
That is exactly where your answer is. You're looking to do something right, and then between right and right to choose what is righter. Because feeling good and feeling good both feels good. Either of those options that you have about something that you described as an inspired thought or place of feeling good, they all feel good. So now nitpicking to see if any of those is better at that moment, you go by the feeling, but not by looking which one is righter, because that gets you in a place of focus. And the place of focus gets you to sift and sort, puts you back into the beginning of observe, choose feeling. Now you're in a place of allowing, of receiving, of this thought and this thought and this thought. And if you have this thought that it's based off of your feeling good and this thought has received idea and both of them are feeling great to you, you can even write them down and see which one resonates at the moment. But not which one is right, because if you're looking for something to be right, you're activating potential wrong. And when you're activating potential wrong, you're in a place of vibration of question, and then you just shifted yourself there. So in other words, suggestion is for you to feel good about this and to feel good about this and see which of these thoughts that are both received as you're describing them, they're coming to you, and see which one is you can see the furthest, in other words, from the widest angle, because as you're getting into the place of feeling good and more satisfaction, it's like you're able to see bigger and fuller picture. You're getting in a place of wider and wider place to see this. Imagine like you're now, through your question, observing this building, this door to enter this building, and then that is your question. And then as you start pulling up your unfocused place from that, you can now see not only that building but the whole block. And then you pull that unfocused a little bit more. Now you can see the whole section of the town. Now you can see the whole part, the neighborhood and municipality even. And then you pull even more, you can see the whole city. And you pull even more, you can see the whole country. And you pull even more, you can see the whole world. And you pull even more, you can see the earth. And you can pull even more, you can see the whole galaxy, and so on and so forth. So as you're moving from that place, we have probably never explained it so clearly. As you start pulling into seeing the fuller picture, then you go as unfocused and see until you see fuller picture of that. Or to see if you have both of those having like that, see which one will give you more satisfying fullness, because you will never see that full picture about that. You will see it enough for the next step, and then you will see more and for the next step, and you will see more and for the next step. And even when that shows into your physicality, that is just the beginning of the next one and the next one and the next one. So this focus on focus is like a closed caption, very close detailed taking of the video, observing somebody else's facial expressions and moving into the top part of the body, moving into the whole body, moving into the whole room, and so on and so forth. So that is your focus on focus when it comes to seeing it. But if something feels good and something feels good, you can always see which one you see more. Both of them satisfying. You can shelve this one because this one is more satisfying and go with that one until the other one becomes active, because the most likely, and the rule of the thumb is that if there is so many of those satisfying thoughts coming through, you would want to experience them one at a time, and you don't have to make a competition out of them, because as you go to make the competition out of them, somebody is going to win, some idea is going to lose, and therefore something will be righter and something will be wronger, and then some of the other ones may not feel good and may delay your process of discovering it in your physicality as you're moving moment by moment by moment by moment. So not choosing one like it's the ultimate and last one, but choosing which one you first want to see because they both feel great.
I think related to that, I do meditation every morning, and sometimes I just think, well, that didn't bring me much. But I think over the grand scheme of things, I get that feeling, as you just described, of being able to stand back. So is it the case, or is it common that during meditation, even though you don't feel you've completely switched off or whatever, that it's still advancing your choices, your decisions that you make?
It's the practice of your unfocused muscle. It is not for you to see the full picture of everything that exists in physicality and see all of the answers at the one. It is the muscle practice. Muscle practice of, because you're focused dominantly through all of your senses, you cannot not being focused in this and every other physical iteration. But it's the muscle of unfocus and then back to focus. Unfocus and then back to focus. Unfocus and then back to focus. And as you go further, you go into the place of unfocus, of that ease, of not much thought, then you want to be gradual about coming back in. And oftentimes that speed coming back into the focus is more natural to slide right back in because it's almost like a magnet through all of these wonderful varieties being observed. But that is what we talk about the tipping point. You go from the place of focus and the question into the unfocusing process of releasing it and being in that place of ease, and then you receive an idea you want to act on and it feels good. Rushing into asking the next question that will get you to the next step and the next step and the next step of seeing it in your physicality is what usually can trip you up. You want to be easy about it. You want to get yourself in a place of, I have now quieted my mind. I have so much ease about this. I'm receiving some ideas. Whatever ideas I receive, I know I will not receive all of the ideas. No, I want to receive all of the ideas. I just want the next idea about this beautiful place of being as unfocused so I can see and easily move into the next question that will then, through my muscle of unfocusing, put me back into the place to see the next step and the next step and the next step. So it's not like you get into this beautiful place and see all of these amazing downloads and beautiful stuff and then try to rush to get it somewhere. It is this muscle of seeing the next piece and the next piece and the next piece. Kosta is receiving the look of a jellyfish, that it never moves directly in this way but always pulses and chooses how far it wants to go in the water. Up, and then down, and then left, and then right, but always in a movement of oscillation. In other words, the question-answer dance is always happening. And then sometimes you're more here, sometimes more there, more here, more there, but it's always about that question-answer, focus on focus, question-answer, focus on focus, question-answer, focus on focus. And that unfocusing part, it is not something you catch so rarely. It does not have to be. It can be a trained thing where you can get it few times a day for a few minutes. Just to get to the place of that ease about a thought. That was what got Kosta to experience the ease of this flow. He wanted to be in that place from the excitement about offering the dance classes. He wanted to be as steady, and he wanted his students to have this steady reflection and get to their results sooner if they choose to by catching that place. So that was the extra excitement. The general excitement was because it feels great for him, and then he wanted to do that in a life coaching place. And as he was finding that place, he realized, because he's never meditated up until the beginning of this year, that he's trained himself 3 times a day to get to the place of quieter mind, sometimes for 2 minutes, sometimes for 5 minutes, never really more than 25 minutes at a time. And then understanding that it's not about how long he stays there, but to get to the place of seeing everything from the place of everything that exists, the steady place that sometimes he likes to be in for a certain amount of time, and sometimes, often, every day he likes to get to that place, just to touch that place, and knowing that he can get to that place of what is the closest of being unfocused in the physical experience. He loves knowing that he can always go and touch it. Literally, at the palm of his hand is the key about that, as it is for you as well and for everyone else, to get that place of ease and understanding that you have opportunity at all times to go into the place of unfocus and focus, of unfocus and focus, and that you do not have to go and claim so many of those ideas in the place of not being focused or not being as focused to see it, because it's a rare state of being. It is natural for you to move. Abraham Hicks used these words with Kosta being in one of the conversations, asking questions like you do too. That meditation is not a rare state of being, it's a natural state of being. Quoting this lovely partnership between Esther Hicks and Abraham Vibration. As that movement is coming through, that meditation is the natural state of being. The process of meditating is your natural state of being. The process of focus on focus is the natural state of being. So it is given to you, you're always doing it, you're always going through it. So as you get to this beautiful place in your morning, afternoon, evening, or whenever you do meditation, understanding that it is not now you're going to get more this day or that day, but that you always have access to it, then you feel like you're mastering or feeling masterful integration within you. And that is where you're really living deliberate, choice, moment by moment, integrated, blended, physical, non-physical experience.
That's awesome. I'm going to zoom out now, let somebody else have a go. Thank you so much.
Really, really brilliant conversation.